All right, welcome. Welcome to the 100th episode of the Player Development Pod. Hello. My name is Ed Jones. I'm the host of the Player Development Pod. This is the 100th episode. I can't thank you enough for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. Shout out, we got 3 people here. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know where you at. But just really want to thank y'all so much. Couldn't have done this without you all. I am here once again. We at Beyond the Field, we build impactful player development professionals and programs. So thankful that you took time out of your day to be here on the 100th episode live. Some of you all here early. I was trying to figure it out. First time going live. I got some books leaning in the back. It is what it is. We're going to make it happen. We're going to keep it going. And I just want to thank y'all for being here. All right. So today is the 100th episode. So you're getting 100 player development tips. You are getting 100 player development tips. Yes. 100 no strings attached. Straight 100 tips for player development. These are tips that I got for my 6 years in the role, working for 4 head coaches at 3 universities. So I'm excited to get that going with you. Now, tips 1 through 22 already have a playlist for you all that are not watching it live. That playlist is either here or there. But tips 1 through 22 already have a playlist. They already have videos. So we'll go through those pretty quick. And then as we get to tips 31 through 100, they will be segmented by a certain area. So like 31 through 40 will deal with tips with dealing with recruiting. 41 through 50 will be with alumni, and we'll go from there. So I want to tell you that. And then before we get rolling, one common thing I've heard of people who donate, people who do things, people who give to other people is that what I've heard is that people who give so much, give 10% of what they have. So this is 10%. It's 100 tips. It's 10% of what I know. So if you are, you're interested in player development, let's work together. I got a lot more than this, but I'm going to share these 100 with you. Once again, let me see who's in the chat. Who's here? Where we at? Where we tuning in from, doing this live? I'm excited to do it live. First time doing a stand-up podcast. But thank you all so much for being here. All right. So let's get straight to it. Not going to waste your time. We'll get straight there. All right. Tip number 1. Oh, yeah, you see the moisturized hand. Maybe I need to put more on it. Maybe the curves. Tip number 1, have an updated roster. You always want to have an updated roster. You want to make sure at all times you have an updated roster. Things change, especially y'all dealing with the transfer portal right now. That thing is getting out of whack. So you want to have an updated roster. That's tip number 1. Once again, there's a video for that. Tip number 2, and shout out to my daughter for helping me out with these. You want to log player communication. When you talk to players, you want to log it. Why? Because you want to have that information. Maybe their coach comes in. Maybe, and it's happened to me before. A student athlete tries to change the game on you, but you have that information. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, right there. Secure your files. Okay? You want to secure your files. You can put it on a computer, but I used to keep my player development files on a drive, on a flash drive. Now, some of you all may say, well, why you do that? Isn't there a shared drive? There is, but I've had instances where I had to take care of myself, right? You just want to share your files, player development stuff. Now, if it's player stuff, you want to remove that, all right? It's player information. Get that off your drive. But your stuff, you want to have it there. All right, here we go. Number 4, laminate everything. This is rosters. This is stuff that's going to help you in travel. You laminate, boom, get it out. That's going to help you. Laminating helps so much, especially when you deal with game day or this, or if you got a recurring meeting with freshmen, you just mark it, wipe it off, keep that sheet of paper. Shout out to Lauren Hawkins. I print a lot. Lauren told me to stop printing all that stuff, so I started laminating. Tip number 5, sign a multi-year contract. If you have opportunity, when I went from Kansas to Baylor, hey, what's up? Yeah, Evan, hey, we in this thing. No problem, Evan. Yeah, checking in. I got Evan from Oklahoma. Hey, if you looking to hire somebody, oh, what's up, Shalette? What up? Elite 8 in this bad boy. What's up, Elite 8? Hey, if you're looking to hire somebody in player development, there go 2 people right there. Evan Blassingame and Shalette Hanby. They there. You know what I'm saying? If you need to ask me about them, I got you. But shout out to them. They were part of my first cohort, which we'll talk about a little later. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, going back to multi-year contract. Tip 5, you want to sign a multi-year contract? I did not. I got burned. I talked to somebody who's in the role. They said, man, did you sign? You get next year paid for it. Didn't, because I signed a 1-year contract. When you get to those big schools, those big Power 5 schools, make sure you sign in a multi-year contract. All right, tip number 6, player practice notes. Have notes at practice. Have notes at practice for your players. I did effort, energy, and coachability. It just kept it. I kept notes. It helped me when they would come in, do different things like that. Make sure you have notes for your players, practice notes. I'm going faster because I'll sit here on 10 for 10 minutes. We got 100, so I got to keep it moving. Number 7, 5-minute head coach meetings. 5-minute head coach meetings. What I used to do is I had a sheet of paper, and I would write down the 3 things I need. And I would go in there, hey, coach, I just need 5 minutes of your time. Boom, 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 boom. What that did was he knew I valued his time, okay? He knew I would get straight to the point, and those 5-minute meetings turned into 30-minute meetings. So once again, if you want to start meeting with your coach, I suggest 5-minute meetings. Let them see you go in. You're going to get in and get out. Get out. Let me know where y'all at. I see Evan and Shalette in there. Let me know. Tip number 8, thankful 30. Shout out to my daughter for doing the first 10. I didn't know she could go all the way to 100, and I think she got bored after 10. Anyway, thankful 30s. This is taking 30 minutes to thank people who have helped you in the role. Be that somebody in the community, be that school district, whoever, people on campus. Thank them. Write a note, send a text message, take 30 minutes. It will transform how you do things in the role. All right. Tip number 9, give free shirts away. Give free shirts away. You can do this when school starts. You can do this on campus, whatever. You're going to have shirts, right? My favorite shirt in the role was a shirt that was dated. So if it had 2001, 2010, don't nobody care on campus if you give no shirts away. Give free shirts away. We had camp shirts there for 3 years. You got to order so many camp shirts. You order 10,000 camp shirts, only 5,000 kids come through. If you got 5,000 kids coming to your camp, that's elite. But you want to order those camp shirts. Let me adjust this right here on my camera real quick. Just want to make sure. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right. And then tip number 10, inclement weather. Inclement weather. You want to have a tracker when there's inclement weather. I was in Houston, so we had hurricanes. When I was in Kansas, we had tornadoes. There's snowstorms. You want to have an inclement weather tracker. So I used to keep the weather channel on my TV in my office, and I had a TV in my office. And when things came, I looked at the roster. So-and-so's over here. Let's reach out to so-and-so. What is their family going to do? What's their plan? Are they going to be there? Are they good? They're good. Keep it moving. All right. Now, here's a break. We got a break in between for the first 10. So we did the first 10. Once again, these already have a video of their own. It's been 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep it moving. Thank you, YouTube, for letting me know this. If you are interested, I have a guide to player development online course. It is self-paced. Like I said, Evan and Shalette, they were in the cohort. We'll talk about that later. But this is a self-paced model. Self-paced model where you learn the 6 main types of player development, the 10 areas of player development. You'll be able to set up a player development plan, define it, all that. If you want that self-paced, it is there. It's in the show notes. It's in the show notes. Show notes. I put show notes for this, so it's in the show notes. If not, I got a surprise for you. I'll make sure you get that information. But go to btfprogram.com. Actually, that's not BTF program. I got the information in the show notes, all right? All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Thank y'all for being here once again. I'm so excited. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on record, whatever it may be, I'm excited that you all are here. Here we go. Tip number 11. Tip number 11. Check on your newcomers. Check on the newcomers, all right? This is their first time. They're on campus. It's a lot going on. The newcomers need the biggest check in August when everybody else gets on campus, because that's when the parties happen. That's when, the ladies on campus. You gotta catch them. You gotta be there. But check on them. Check on them as they go through that. Especially the ones that come in early. They come in spring football. They're by themselves. They're freshmen. It's only a couple of them. All their other homies are at prom doing whatever, and they're on the college campus. You always want to check on your newcomers. And speaking of checking on newcomers, tip number 12. Tip number 12. Your travel rookies. Okay, this was laying it back on the table. I gotta get it down. Your travel rookies. Okay, those who are traveling, their first time being on a travel squad, please check on them. Please communicate with them. They don't know what to do. You give them this itinerary, tell them be here, be there. Just help them out. It's a huge tip. It will help you big time. Tip number 13. There we go. Weekly checklist. Now, this one fell on the table again. My goodness, what am I doing? Weekly checklist. Create a weekly checklist. So on a weekly checklist, this will help you. The reason why I created a weekly checklist is because the player development role, you never know what the day is going to look like. You just never know. And so this weekly checklist allowed me to stick to things that I had to do. So when those things that caught me off guard, those curveballs came, I did not miss out on the things that I had to do. Tip 14, NFL scout communication. If you're at a program, I was blessed to be at programs, University of Houston, KU, and then Baylor, the ring somewhere over here. There it is. Over here. Stuff falling down. Sorry, y'all. My setups. It is what it is. Anyway, NFL scout communication. If you have an opportunity to be around players that can make it to the NFL, scouts will be your best friend. Some of them, I still contact them to this day. They want to know stuff. They're going to come to you because you're giving them the real, right? A lot of people are talking about playing time, things like that. You want to cut it straight with the scouts. I have a video on this. Once again, the tips playlist. A scout asked me questions. He never wrote down a note. He just checked. He was trying to see if I was going to tell him the truth. So you want to make sure that the NFL scout communication, stick with them, give them what they need. If they ask you a question, don't say you don't know it. Take it down and find out the answer. Don't say you know it. Take it down and find out the answer. Tip number 15. Now, this kind of happened with the scouts because when I left one school to another school, I gave him my work number. It was actually a scout for the Dallas Cowboys. And he saw me at another university. He's like, man, I thought you didn't rock with me anymore. And I was like, man, that's not the case, man. And he was like, man, but your number, I was hitting you up. And I was like, man, I messed up. So give your personal number away because every school I worked at, the two schools I worked at, KU and Baylor, I had a work phone and a personal phone, cell phone. Give your personal phone number away to those who you want to be connected with. I'll leave it at that. You can make the judgment on that, but give your personal number away. All right, here we go. Number 16, work with your compliance staff. Shout out to Lauren DeBose. I used to call it Dubois at University of Houston. She was the first compliance staff I worked with. I had great compliance staffs at every university, but always shout out to Lauren. She was the first one I worked with. But compliance staff, I know, if you all are familiar with it, they have all the rules. Some people see them as the feds. I had a great time with my compliance staffs at the university I was at because they helped program me. I would go to them. They would tell me what I could and could not do. They kept it straight, kept it moving. They helped me big time. So get to know your compliance staff. It'll help you. 17, food at programming, okay? You know me, I like snacking, okay? snack. But you need to have food at your programming. Food helps, okay? Those players don't want to be there sometimes, and it is what it is. Some want to be there, most of them don't. You have food, it helps. It helps. Okay, we see y'all. Where y'all checking in from? Let me know where you're checking in. But you want to have food at your program. You want to have food at your program to get people there. All right. Tip number 18. Collaborate with the creative team. This was my longest video of tips. Once again, 1 through 22 have their own playlist. It's the tips of the week. But collaborate with your creative team. They are incredible professionals. They can help enhance what you do so much, be it by video, audio, graphics, all that. And they have a lot of great ideas as well. So connect with your creative team. Tip number 19. Create Twitter lists or XList. Is it Twitter, X, whatever it is? Create those lists. And what I would do is whenever somebody got a player development, I add them to a list. And I would just look periodically. What are they doing in the summer? What are they doing when school starts? What are they doing during bowl games? So you just want to check that. I would check player development professionals, student athlete development programs, even head coaches. Just see what they're doing. But creating Twitter or XList will help your professional development. Number 20, create a thoughts and ideas chart. Create a thoughts and ideas chart. You can have a lot of thoughts. You can have a lot of ideas. You need to find a place to put all these thoughts and ideas together. So by creating a thoughts and ideas chart, you will have the opportunity to get that on one document. Now, what I did was I put down what we need to do, how we need to get done, who I need to talk to, and how long it's going to take. When is it going to happen? That helped me so I can talk to my head coach. Hey, in 2024, I want to do this. 2026, we can do this. I want to do this in a month, whatever it may be. But it helps show, hey, I got all this stuff down and we're rolling. All right, speaking of rolling, let's talk about the Player Development Conference. Let's go. The Player Development Conference was a huge success. And if you were there, I want to thank you so much for being there. It was a huge success. I was blown away. I literally, when I started, I just wanted to have more people there than the speakers. And we tripled the speakers. And so thank y'all. No, actually, quadruple. What's after 5? Quintuple. Anyway, we had 5 times as many people there as speakers, and that was incredible. So we're coming back, and the Player Development Conference dates are May 16th through the 18th. That is Thursday through Saturday, 2024. May 16th through the 18th. And there should be a link in the show notes. If you click that link, you can get a pre-sale ticket for $30 off. $30 off for the conference. Shalette, I am with you. The goal is in 2025 to be in person. That is the goal, Shalette. That is the goal. And hey, who knows? Hey, if you're out there, you want to sponsor, and you say, yeah, I know you want to do it virtual, but hey, I want to set up, you want to give us a space, hit me up. It will help your business so much, trust me, because I'm bringing people that are passionate, people that want to learn, and people that help your business out. Once again, but it's May 16th through the 18th. There's a link in the show notes somewhere where you get $30 off. pre-sale ticket. Oh, that one got on top of my head. All right, here we go. Now, once again, 21 and 22, you all know because they've been tips of the week. And then after 22, all these are new. All these are new. So 21, player development support group. Create a player development support group. You want to create a support group. When I was in a role, one of the biggest mistakes I made my first year was I didn't hit anybody up. I didn't hit anybody up. I just did the role. And as I got older, as I got more experience in the role, I started creating a player development support group. And these people were vital to my success in the role. And so you want to have a player development support group. All right, number 22, research speakers for your programming. You need to research speakers for your programming. You do not want to get a speaker up there that cannot deliver in front of your athletes. Your athletes are not gonna like that. So you need to research speakers for your programming. Make sure you get the right people. Do your research. You see them on LinkedIn, you see them on Twitter. Somebody has somebody. Hey, let me know what they did. Whatever you need to do, research. I got a 7-minute video on that, so I'm not gonna spend too much time. Once again, tips 1 through 22. Tips 1 through 22 are on the Tips of the Week playlist. This is the 100th episode of Player Development Pod. Thank you so much for being here. And now we're gonna start with new tips. So here we go. Tip number 23. Support a local food bank. There are food banks in every city. So make sure you support a local food bank. They'll support a local food bank. They will be glad that you're there. All right. Tip number 24. Over communicate with your non-travel squad on home and away games. Now, your non-travel squad, let me break down travel and non-travel squad. So travel squad is a group of, I think it's 72, maybe 74 now, maybe 76. But you got 76, let's call it 76. 76 players that can play. And then the rest of your 120 are non-travel. So some of these guys dress out for home games. Some of them don't. Some coaches want them in drills, whatever it may be. They had to be there a certain time. We gave them a pregame meal. But you want to communicate with them. Over communicate. Hey, I need y'all. You need to be at the stadium at this time. You need to be here at this time. This is what you're wearing. You're on this list. You're on that list. You want to over communicate because game day, if they get in the way of coaches who are, trying to win a game with the travel squad, it can get dicey. It can get ugly. People get their feelings hurt. And then communicate with them when you're on the road. Hey, y'all know what's happening this weekend. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So you want to over communicate with your non-travel and travel squad during games. Number 25, meet with your recruiting staff weekly. One of the biggest things player development helps a program is recruiting. You're going to have to recruit. No matter what, you're going to have to recruit. So meet with them weekly. You can talk about, hey, what do y'all need me to do? Or you can have conversations. We'll talk about this a little later in another tip about collaborating and incorporating, but you want to meet with them weekly. Number 26, communicate with the family of players weekly. Now, this may not be every single player, but mostly your newcomers, someone in their family, mostly mom or grandma, auntie or big sister, is going to reach out to you, or auntie. I said auntie. They're going to reach out to you. So you want to communicate with them. You want to let them know, hey, this is what's happening. School's going well, different things like that. So make sure you communicate with family weekly. Once again, it's not going to be everybody on the squad, but there are a few. Communicate with them and get back with them in 24 hours. I try to get back with them within 2 hours. Let them hit me up just because you never know. A lot of stuff going on. Family members. Yeah. All right. 27. Set goal-setting meetings with your players. So I did it started with my newcomers whenever I went to a new university. And then as the newcomers went every class, you would have the entire roster. But you want to set some goals. What do you want to do in 3 months? What do you want to do in a year? What do you want to do in 3 years? What do you want to do in your lifetime? Just have some goal setting meetings. It helps them kind of think. And you put a date. So if we 3 months, if it's July 1st, boom, 3 months, I'm meeting you October 1st. We're going to talk about it. So have goal setting meetings there. All right, number 28, create an external relationship checklist. These are people who you will work with. The people that were in my live cohort. Shout out to the Elite 8 and the Terrific 3. Yes, which makes it the Excellent 11. There we go. Excellent 11. But everybody in the cohort, we talked about external checklists. You want to create an external checklist of people that you will have to communicate with on campus. Now, once again, I'm going to talk about the live cohort here in a little bit. It was a great experience. If you want to learn more about external checklists, that link is in the show notes as well. All right. Number 29, meet with your administration. There's going to be an AD over football or whatever sport you do. There'll be another AD. There's ADs over everything. Meet with administration. See what they're going through. See what some pain points are. See how you can help. Tell them what you want to do. You never know. Meet with your administration. Tip number 30. Build relationships with those doing similar work. Build relationships with those doing similar work as to what you're doing in the role. You want to build with them because they're helping athletes, they're helping students on campus, whatever it may be. You want to build with them. All right, I'm going to take obligatory. The standard picture right here with the cocoa butter in the back. I got to stay moisturized. Anyway, all right, so we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to talk about the live cohort. So this was a 4 to 5 week live cohort where I came on for an hour and a half and spent time, like I said, with 11 people, 2 different cohorts. And we walked through player development. We walked through creating a plan. We walked through interviewing. We walked through so much. Like I said, Shalette and Evan, they're there. So many others. Like we walked through that. If you're interested in this live cohort, this is for those who want a little more. That online, if you want self-paced, that's fine. The live cohort, I believe, is better because what has happened is I am still in communication with the people in the cohort. This is not like a, hey, good luck. If you take the online course, I'll hit you up, say thank you. But those who are in the live cohort, I continue to walk through with. I continue to talk to them. We still meet. And so live cohort is a huge thing for you. If you want to really, really dive into player development, one thing I love that, Shalette said in the live cohort, every time I ask a question, I would go to the document. So we have these post meetings, we talk about how the course was. Oh, snap. Aaron's here. What's up, Aaron? Aaron was in the live cohort as well. Hey, they showing up. So, yeah, the live cohort is, if you're looking for that, if you're looking to build that player development plan and you need some guidance, that is for you. Look out now. At least 8 in this thing. Let's go. All right. So now these next 10 tips are dealing with recruiting. These next 10 tips are dealing with recruiting. So here we go. Number 31, create a face sheet. Now, everywhere I've been, someone in recruiting created a face sheet, but you want to make sure you have a face sheet because there are so many people that come through. And a face sheet is the kid, even the parents, mostly their kids. We had one place where they did parents, where there's a face sheet where you can hurry up, all right, that's so-and-so good. And you put it in your back pocket. So you want to create a face sheet so you can know who's there. What up, Dominic? Hey, no problem, Dominic. Dominic, he was at the conference last year. Dominic asked about 75 questions. He was there. All right, tip number 32. Plan for campus visits. They're going to come to campus. You need a plan for it. Some of the things you could do is, with visits, start putting up pictures of what you're doing in the community. Parents going to come in. They're going to have it. I kind of set my room up for recruiting. So no matter if I got because sometimes I went on the schedule, they'd be like, hey, can you be with this group in 5 minutes? Okay, cool. You run to your office, get it all set up. I had all this stuff up. I had to clean the office. Funny is with Baylor, I was all on my desk and things set up. But you want to make sure you're prepared, have a plan for campus visits. Tip number 33, talk to your coaches about player development. They're the ones that get to go out and spend a lot of time with these recruits and parents. So talk to them about player development because mom's going to ask, what are they going to do? And in some cases, I knew who my counterparts were, not necessarily in a rival way, but I knew how good they were at their job. And I knew that they would bring up player development. So I had to have my coach ready. So when that coach at that university talked about player development, my coach could be ready. People like Darian Harris, I knew they was rolling, when he was in the role. So if we were recruiting the same kid, I had to make sure my coach knew what we were doing on our end. But once again, you want to talk to your coach about player development. Number 34. Keep Elijah on. Give a player development plan to coaches on the road. And this is a story I was at the University of Kansas. We had a player we were recruiting. He wanted to get in business. So I created a document. I talked about the 3 former players we had that worked in business. We had a plan. Like, this is what we're going to do for you when you get here. We're going to get you Kansas City. We're going to get all this done. So when your coach is on the road with certain players and you get enough information, give them a plan when they're on the road. All right, here we go. Number 35, create a player development presentation. That is in person or virtual. You want to create a presentation. Y'all can hear me, right? We're good? I don't need to scream in the mic. All right, good. Create a player development presentation. Let me see. Can I turn this mic up? Oh, that's mute. Okay. Let me get it. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me? Check. All right. Create a player development presentation. And what you want to do with that is That's where I did the whole program. This is what we do during COVID. That's when it was the best presentation ever, because that's all we had to do is virtual. But in person, I got a funny story about doing it in. All right, perfect. Thank you, Dominic. I got a funny story at the University of Kansas. I was actually, we had an official visit, and I was scheduled to speak on Saturday, but our head coach, Coach Miles, was like, "Hey, I don't think Ed's gonna do a good job presenting," so he threw me on Friday, just so people could, because Friday people get off the bus, they're groggy, maybe they'll forget. And I was like, "Oh, he don't think I got it like that." So I came down with the presentation. I dropped it on him. He's like, "Yo, that was awesome." But I had the presentation ready, so it was more like, all right, we're going to see. But it all worked out. So have a player development presentation. Tip number 36, talk to parents during recruiting visits. Talk to parents during recruiting visits. When I was at the University of Houston, we had a player who, he was a big-time basketball player. He's a big guy. We wanted to move him to offensive line. And I'm talking to his mom. Kid's like 6'5". His mom's like 6'3". And she said, "Jones, I know what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to take my son. Y'all trying to move him to offensive line. Y'all gonna put some weight on him. And I don't want to have that. He is a defensive end. So, Jones, if I were you, I would go talk to the defensive coordinator, D-line coach, and I better be sitting next to them during dinner." Now, she ain't said that firmly, but I got her message. And what happened was, I went to the head coach. I went to the defensive coordinator. I said, "Hey, we got to switch." I went to our director of recruiting. I said, "We got to switch this dinner. He has to talk to defense at some point during this visit. He has to talk to defense at some point during this visit." Y'all should let me know the elbows last. But anyway, what happened was he ended up, we got him on defense. He ended up committing Peyton Turner, who was a first-round pick of the New Orleans Saints. Funny story right there. So first-round pick, because I listened. I talked to his mom. She let me know. Because what happens is parents, they get there. Everybody's kind of, hey, but parents, they're by themselves. You get a chance, you get some really good conversation with parents. So, hey, that is always my story, to talk to parents, because we would have lost out on a first-round pick if I hadn't talked to Mrs. Turner. Peyton, if you listen to this, man, proud of you. Hope you're doing well. All right, number 37, take copious notes during recruiting meetings. They're going to tell you everything, what the mom does, what the dad does, what the kid likes. You want to take notes. So when you get that kid or those parents in your office or in a presentation, you know what to say. So always take copious notes of off-the-field stuff so you can help. Tip number 38, incorporate player development into your recruiting department. So I talked about this a little bit earlier, but what you want to do is you want to talk to them about, hey, this is what we do in player development. This is how I can help. This is what you can put in your presentation. Let them know, because it may be a situation where they're on the phone and the parents asking them about player development and they're not able to tell them whatever. But you want to incorporate, ask. It's not really like, I wasn't like, hey, put player development over there, but hey, is there anything I can provide to the recruiting department? We work things out. Tip number 39. Create a game day engagement plan. We'll talk about game day here in a bit, but you want to create a game day engagement plan. This is a great opportunity to recruit. This is a great opportunity to continue to build on relationships that you sold into before. Game day is huge. It's huge, a great opportunity to sow into those relationships. And by game day engagement, I know they're coming. I'm going to talk to mom. I'm looking at the list. Who's in town? All right, he's in town. Someone's in town. Okay, did they win this weekend? Okay. My last time I talked to mom, she was talking about her other kid that's in college. So you have engagement plan. Quick notes, keep it moving, but have an engagement plan. You don't want to just walk out there and not know anything. And then tip number 40, communicate with the circle of influence. They're going to have a circle of influence. Friends, you'll see their friends come to games. Either their girlfriend comes to game, whatever, significant others, brothers, cousins, their coach. You're going to find out really quickly who that circle of influence is. So you want to communicate with them. You want to communicate with them because they know what's best and they know and talk to this athlete so much. And then when you talk to them, they ask you what you do. You talk to them about player development. Then they get back in the car. Hey, that dude over there, he was talking about player development. What's your plan off the field? So communicate with the circle of influence. All right. So here's another break for you all and enroll and looking for a monthly walkthrough. I'm creating a player development coaching program starting next year. This will be monthly, multiple months of walking you through the role. Either you just got into the role, you're in the role, but this is role specific. Even if you're not in a role, if you want to do it, there's a coaching program where we walk you through. Once again, the link is in the show notes for you there. All right, look at us. We're rolling. We're on tips 41 through 50, and it's only been 32 minutes. I thought I was going to go a minute of cards. So I am ahead of the game. There's cards everywhere. This is awesome. I'm going to have to pick them all up. Maybe my daughters will help me, whatever. This is the 99th episode. Thank y'all so much for being here. I said 99. This is the 100th episode of the Player Development Pod. So we got 100 tips. Let's go. These tips right here are about alumni. So tip number 41. Tip 41. Find cities with the highest alumni concentration. Your alumni department knows where those cities are. You have cities with the highest alumni concentration. When I was at the University of Kansas, we had Denver. That shocked me. Denver was outside of Dallas. It was Dallas and Denver. Denver was one of our cities with the highest alumni concentration. Reason why you want to do this, if you're going to do some programming off campus, you're going to do city tours, go to where your alumni are. Go to where your alumni are. So find out where those cities are. 42, collaborate with the campus alumni department. I just talked about it. Finding out those high concentration cities, but collaborate with your campus alumni department. They're there. They're there. They're going to have tailgates. They're going to have events. They're going to have galas. Collaborate with them. Bring them some gear. Tell them that you want to help. Hey, it's simple. Simple. Alumni newsletters. We almost got this one done at one university, but one coach did not want that. He will remain nameless. But alumni newsletters. This opportunity to talk to your alumni. Hey, this is what we do. This is what player development. A lot of these alumni do not know what player development is. It was not happening when they were there, and a lot of them figured it out. And so they want to help players now, but now you're in the role, and so you're the connector to help them. But having a newsletter, hey, this is what we're doing. We went to this city, or you say, hey, we're looking for a city to come to do a business tour. Let them know, maybe or play. We need a place. You never know. These people got beach houses, all this. Just never know. You'd be shocked. And which alumni got that bread. All right. Tip number 44. Spring ball that would hit me in the eye. Spring ball alumni event. Spring ball alumni event. I got this one from Coach Tom Herman. Shout out to Coach Herman. When we were at the University of Houston, we had a coach that was there for a long time, and we had coaches that kind of, in the next 20 years, a lot of different coaches. So there was like a fray of alumni. And so we created an alumni event. Most schools have like a golf tournament, things like that. But we created an event where we invited them back to the stadium, brought them all back. It was incredible. Their kids were there. This is their first time in a new stadium. It was a great, great event. So, hey, have an event before spring ball. Most come before spring ball anyway. It's a weekend. They get a chance. They're going to be in town. So you might as well, bring them to the facility. Number 45, create an alumni. That will hit me in the face again. Okay, maybe I need to stop doing that. Create an alumni database. Create an alumni database. Now, it doesn't have the alumni department can help you, but you may want to make just a snippet, a quick one. Whatever may be phone number, name, phone number, address. Create a database. You know what's best. I don't think you need all of that stuff. For me, it will be phone and email, maybe even some social handles, but create an alumni database. There we go. Career opportunities through alumni. Some of these people, like I said, you got CEOs, you got hiring managers, you got entrepreneurs, you got people that are connected. Just create some opportunities. They could do externships, shadow, internships, and then career placements. So you want to create some career opportunities through your alumni. Number 47, invite them to practice. Invite your alumni to practice. Invite them to practice. Invite them to practice. It is the stories I got from just listening to alumni, great stories, sad stories, just whatever, but you get information, They talk, most of them are really good stories, funny stories. They talk about old coaches and traditions and things like that. Invite them to practice. They want to see. And what we did at one school I was at, we broke them up by position group, and we let them talk to a position group. So our position coach would be like, hey, this is, Bob Johnson, who is a linebacker here. And he talks to the linebackers, hey, I'm so glad to be here, blah, blah, blah. Boom, do that, all right? Tip number 48, engage alumni in road game cities. So you're going to have road games. You have a great opportunity to engage alumni. Maybe it's, hey, that first night you're there, can we get dinner? Or if you got a late game the next day, can we grab breakfast? But you want to engage alumni during or in road game cities. Number 49, engage the alumni tailgate. It's happening. The tailgate is happening. They are there. Stop by. Once you get in the locker room on game day, go run by. Get everything squared away. Everybody's good. At this point, the coaches are taking over. You're there, check in, participation. You get a perfect attendance trophy for being there. But go check out the alumni tailgate. People are there. And tip number 50, shout out to Candace Dunback. Learned this one at University of Kansas. This one was really, really cool. We did it, and it really, really helped. But we had players write letters to other players who wore the jersey. So if I wore number 91, I wrote to other 91s in the 70s, 80s, 90s, even the 60s, and some programs, the 20s. People still living. But it was a great deal. Hey, I wear your jersey. I'm going to play in your jersey with pride. Just want to let you know. We have people connect people. Somebody got a job out of that. So you want to do that. That's a great initiative. I can't take that one. That's Candace Dunbar. That was really good. Now, here we go. Here's another break before we go through 51 through 60. We're halfway through the 100 tips. Let me know if you're loving it in the chat. Let me get 100. Can I get some hundreds? It's 100, 100, hundreds. But while you're doing that, want to give you another break. We have the Player Development Conference mailing list. Some of you all filled it out last year. You want more information about the Player Development Conference? Please fill out that mailing list. That link is in the show notes. All right, here we go. Let's keep it rolling. We are at 38 minutes. I'm not going to take too much of your time. You all that are in the cohort, y'all know y'all know how it is. So I'm going to try and not take all your time. All right, these 51 through 60 will be about campus. All right, number 51. Connect with the different departments on campus. That could be community relations. That could be career center, all that. There's so many different departments that can help you enroll on campus. Connect with them. Number 52, get a schedule of campus events. Not only homecoming events, but there's campus events, speakers, free giveaways, this, that. Get campus events. There are people that are paid to do events on campus. Take advantage of that. Once again, that is an external relationship that can help you and can decrease the money you're asking for so you get more money to your programming. So check the events they got on campus and be a part of them. That could be also career fairs. A lot of campus career fairs. Do that. Number 53, help with first-year student move-in. They love it. We did in University of Houston. We had our players in jerseys. Now that I think back on it, was hot. It was during fall camp. I don't know why we did it. And sorry, all the players watching it. I'm sorry. But help first-year students move in. It's awesome. They love it. The parents love it. They ask you questions. It's really good for your first year. And we did it with our newcomers. So it was our newcomers getting to know other newcomers. So our first-year players were helping first-year students. And it was good for them because they are so used to just football. And they got a chance to talk to people on campus. And so that was really, really huge. And we definitely enjoyed it. Let me get some water here. Number 54. Bring gear and goodies to restaurants on campus. These restaurants on campus, you're bringing the gear, you're bringing the goodies. It will be pretty awesome for them. They will love it. They will love hanging posters, whatever it is, around. It'll help you. It may help you to enroll. You never know. They might, hey, this one's on me. So you want to bring goodies around the campus. Once again, building that pride around the program. Number 55. Get to know the campus police department. Yes, I know. It's going to happen. Things are going to happen. You got to get to know the campus police department. Things will happen. It's not always your players. It's other people. It's different situations. But you got to get to know the campus police department. You have to. Everywhere I was at, I want to be the first person to get the call so I can get what I need to do, diffuse the situation before the head coach gets it. And he's like, whoa, all this. It's like, whoa. This is actually what happened. This is how we're going to handle it. All right. Number 56, this is something that I wish I did more. I did it at a couple universities. I should have done it more. Is take a campus tour. You'll be able to see the campus when you're riding around and they tell you go ride this recruit around the campus. You're able to say certain things. But the other thing that is really, really good with taking a campus tour is those ambassadors or those tour guides, you can bring them on game day to help with recruiting with the recruits because they know everything about the campus. That's a cheat code right there. So take a campus tour, build those relationships, and then invite them back to help you on game day. Number 57, hang out with the players on campus. You got to talk to a player. A player wants to go grab lunch. Let's go on campus. They're in that facility a lot. Go on campus. Campus is beautiful. There's great places to eat. Go on campus. Number 58, hold a finals event for students. For you all that are coming on now, maybe you got the wrong link. Unfortunately, I tried to do it with the link I shared on LinkedIn. And then from there, this is my first time streaming, so it is what it is. People know how to find the channel. Thank you all who made it, who are here. What was I just saying? 58, sorry. That one was, finals event for students. Hold a finals event for students on campus. It could be donuts in the morning, it could be pizza at night, whatever it is. Go to the library. We did Bullhorn. Hey, students, we got free pizza outside. Y'all, we care so much for y'all. Thanks so much for coming to the games. We want y'all to pass your finals. We know you're hungry. Come out, get some free pizza. You can do energy drinks if you want to. I wouldn't do it. But anyway, you do that there. Number 59, hold a student appreciation practice. Hold a student appreciation practice. This it was something we did at University of Houston. We did it at a couple other places I was at. And the student appreciation practice is incredible. And so what you do is like the last week of the spring ball, you invite all the students out. You have a lot of festivities for them, but they love it. And you get a lot of students. It is a really good, cool deal. And for our players, it was awesome because our players were able to see the students in a way where it wasn't like boo or yay. They just got to identify with them. They saw some students from class, whatever. It was a pretty cool deal right there. Number 60, join or attend a faculty group or meeting. Join or attend a faculty group or meeting. I used to go to these. You want to hear what faculty is talking about. You want to hear what's going on campus. Just want to be there so people can say, oh, you're from football? I was in football. You're from football coming over here? Yes, I want to know what's going on. I want to join. I was on a couple of those committees. But yeah, join as well. Here's the extra one. I didn't even think about it when I was talking about the student practice. Invite professors to practice. Invite professors to practice. That's bonus. That's like 101. All right, so it's another break. We are rolling through. Here is something for you. So some of you all might be listening to this right now, watching this, and you're saying, man, I have, this is a lot of stuff. How can I get all this down? I already took care of it for you. It is in the show notes. You can go download these 100 tips. You can download these tips. I created a document for you because I am so thankful for you being here. So thankful for you taking time. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it recorded, whatever it may be, you're watching it later, I'm thankful for you being here. So in the show notes, there is 100 tips for you. So there it is. Download it right there. Some of y'all probably are writing like, oh, thank goodness. He was going fast. But that is there for you. And if you don't see the show notes now, they'll show up after I'm done with the stream. I'll edit it and get it all out to you. All right, so here we go. We are rolling. This is the 100th, HUNNID episode of the Player Development Pod. So here we go. Tips 61 through 70. Tips 61 through 70. Tip number 61. Get to know others' roles. 61 through 70 is about the athletic department. 61 through 70 is about the athletic department. So 61 is get to know others' roles in player development. Get to know others' roles in player development. What do they do? How do they get it done? Different things like that. You want to get to know their roles in player development. Let me see. We got a message here. Get to know what other people do. Now I said in player development. Get to know what other people do in their role in the athletic department so that y'all all can make things happen. All right. Tip number 62. Get to know the EQ staff. Get to know your equipment staff. Shout out to all the equipment staffs I work with. Shout out my guy Dan. I work with some great people. It's too many to name. Blake, Trevor, RIP Gant, Heimer, my guy. I can see his face. I just saw Harrison. He was at Baylor. He's not in equipment anymore. I can see all my people at UVA. It's a lot of people. But get to know your equipment staff. They are incredible. I always told them when I walked down there, I like gear. And I always told them there's two things about me. I like people and I like gear. I'm going to like you as a person first, but I also like gear. But get to know them. They're great. And the other reason why you want to get to know them is because they actually do. I didn't know this. Equipment helps with programming. There's a lot of things they do to help with programming. So get to know them. So talking about equipment, tip number 63 is to help the equipment staff. Help them out. I help them out at practice. There's cones, their students aren't there or whatever. I'll put a cone. What do you need me to do? Hey, can you run this inside? I'm helping the equipment staff. They are selfless. They do a lot of great work. And like I said, they help me with programming so I can help them in practice. Tip number 64, communicate with the support staff. Communicate with the support staff when necessary. There are some messages that do not get to other people in the support staff. And so what I would do is make sure I got all the facts and I'll hit them up. Hey, this is coming down the pipeline. You may hear it later. Don't tell anybody you heard it from me, but I just want you to be prepared, right? And it's normally good. If it was something that didn't need to be told, I would do that. But there's a lot of stuff that people in sports just like to hold information, just so they can be like, I got this power over you. I wasn't doing that. Hey, I just want to let you know this is happening so you don't get caught off guard. So we can help the athletes because that's all that matters. So communicate with support staff. Number 65, have player support meetings with those who spend the most time with players. Have player support meetings with those who spend the most time with players. We did this the best at Baylor, where it was me, we had our strength coach, we had academics, we had a dietitian, we had sports med, we had compliance, we had everybody in there. Everybody that dealt with athletes, they were in there. So have those player support meetings. We just talked about what's going on. Everything good with them, this happening. Hey, just want to be on the lookout. So-and-so lost a family member, boom, 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 whatever. So we had opportunity for everybody to kind of be on one accord. Number 66, attend athletic department meetings. That's pretty cool. It got stuck right there. Whatever. Attend athletic department meetings. Attend athletic department meetings. This is crazy for me to write and say, but you got to attend them. Like, attend them. And one thing I used to do is I never sat next to people I was on staff with. I always went to go sit next to somebody I didn't know. And this happened like, man, Jones, you don't want to sit next to. I work with y'all 14 hours a day. I'm trying to meet some new people, you know, and this actually helped me big time at KU. I did this, and I got to meet a lot of people in their roles, people I still talk to this day. So yeah, attend the athletic department meetings and then get around other people in the athletic department. Tip number 67, meet coaches in other sports. Meet coaches in other sports. You are around, when I was at the University of Houston, Carl Lewis is one of our track coaches. Leroy Burrell. I got to meet a lot of coaches. One of the coaches I had a really cool relationship with is Coach Vesey, softball coach at University of Houston. We talked about culture and this and that. And I got to know Coach Hannah Barant. She was a swim coach. Now she's the head swim coach at Cleveland State. She had me come talk to their student athletes. Like, meet other coaches. There's so many other coaches. The whole University of Houston basketball staff that's still there. I got to meet. Shout out to the Sampson family, Bilal Badley, my guy Quanis, man, Coach Q. Like, man, a lot of people at KU, Coach Q at KU. I got to meet. It's just a lot of coaches you get to meet. A lot of people you get to meet. It's great people. Get to meet those other coaches. Number 68. And after you get to meet them, attend some practices. Now, ask them if you can attend the practice. But attend some practices. We were able to attend, a couple basketball practices. I attended softball practice, volleyball practice, other practices. Just, hey, you mind if I come to practice? They want, yeah, absolutely, come through. So you attend the practice, you see how they coach, you kind of get to see how they do things, you get to see their culture, you get to learn a lot. So attend the practice. Number 69. Then attend the games. Go to the games. I had a lot of fun going to the games. It was so good to kind of detach myself from football and go to the game. So after we were done in the office, I'd go to a basketball game or volleyball be going on down underneath our offices. Or, when I got to Baylor, I didn't know anything about acrobatic and tumbling. So I went out there and checked that out. So there's a lot of great stuff to go check out, attend the other games. And then this one is pretty cool if you get a really good staff you can work with, and that's collaborate in recruiting with other teams. We did this at the University of Houston really, really well. Shout out to Bilal Batley, Coach Batley, University of Houston. One thing we did was we worked with the men's basketball team kind of, in a sense, hand in hand. They had this beautiful building, beautiful basketball building. And so what we would do is we say, hey, can we walk one of our players through your building to show them what this new football operations building is going to look like? And so they would do that. Then they would say, hey, do you mind if we go to y'all's indoor and show this? Yeah, absolutely. Y'all want to walk the field? This basketball player, his dad played football. He wants to get on the field. Absolutely. Or we say, hey, so-and-so's dad played basketball. He wants to meet, coach or whatever. So working together, collaborating, because once again, we want to get people on there. We work with Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis, like the Olympian Carl Lewis, one of the greatest Olympic athletes ever. He worked with us when we were trying to get a receiver who was a sprinter. And he was like, what do y'all need me to do? And he was at games, showed up at games. It was incredible. So you work with the right staff. You all can collaborate and recruit. It will help. It will go a long way. All right, this break, we are rolling. This break, I want to give a shout out to Jonathan Jones. Shout out to Jonathan Jones. I wanted to get in podcasting, and he said, I got you. Come into my program. I will help you. Got into his program, and now I'm at the 100th episode. 100th episode. So, Jonathan, if you're watching this later, couldn't do this without you, Jonathan Jones. Appreciate you so much just for your guidance, not only for me, but your guidance to everybody in the Get Paid Podcasting family. So, appreciate you, Jonathan Jones. All right, here we go. Man, we are 70 to 80. These 71 through 80 will talk about programming. This will talk about programming. All right, so tip number 71. Create a program outline document. You want to create a program outline document? This is a document that will talk about what the programming is, what you will do. Here are your goals, your objectives, things like that. You can share this with your coach. You can share this with administration, whoever it may be, but create a program outline document. And after you create that, create a program checklist. This is shout out to Lauren Hawkins. I would always be running around crazy, like, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? She's like, create a checklist. It's the same program, just create a checklist. So you can create a program and checklist. Is food here? Is the speaker here? Do the lights work? Does the mic work? Whatever it may be. So you want to create that program checklist. I'm talking about programming. And then invite the coaching staff. Invite them. Some of them just don't know because you didn't invite them. They didn't know if they were welcome there. So invite the coaching staff. It's always good to have a coaching staff there. Players are a little more, in line, for lack of a better word, when their coach is there. So invite the coaches to your program. Number 74, get the creative team involved. I talked about it a little earlier, but this is when you want to record. Hey, can you record from here? This speaker, we're going to put a mic on this speaker. Can you get the speaker? They'll take it all from there. Can you get testimonials? But you want to get them. The biggest thing that with creative team, get stuff recorded. You want to get stuff recorded. Get stuff recorded. All right. Number 75, communicate purpose of programming to the student athletes. Let them know why they're there. Let them know why they're there. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't want to be there. We talked about this when I talked about whatever tip food was. I think it's 14. But let them know. Let them know why they're there. This programming will help you here. Like, for instance, when I did interviewing one-on-one, at the University of Kansas. One of our speakers couldn't make it, so I had to do it. I got up there interviewing one-on-one. I said, hey, I'm sitting here looking at the screen. Hey, this will help you. This will help you. Interview. What are y'all going to do at the combine? What are the teams going to do with you at the combine? Oh, they're going to interview me. Exactly. So this will help you. I want you to be prepared. You're going to have interviews if you go pros. You have interviews if you don't go to the pros. So here, this is what we're doing. And that helps so much when I set that parameter rather than just saying, sit down, we're doing interviewing one-on-one. That would have worked out well. Tip number 76, get immediate testimonials. Once they walk out, you can get your phone. Hey, give me a testimonial. What did you learn? Get a testimonial, boom, 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 and keep it moving. You want to get those testimonials. Tip number 77, have a player choice program. What do y'all want to do? What program do y'all want? Get a player choice program. Hey, we want to do this. Give them one. Give them one. It was a story I heard about Coach Bobby Knight, who recently passed away. Rest in peace. Coach Bobby Knight he didn't care about practice socks or practice what they wore for practice. And so he'd always make his players feel like they had control when you say, hey, if y'all do this, y'all get to pick practice socks. They're like, hey, so like for me in program, give them one. Give them 1 week. Give them 1 week. Give them 1 week. Give them one topic. Let them get what they want. Number 78, use one of the head coach's initiatives. Go sit down with the head coach. Hey, coach, I remember in your press conference you talked about this. Is one of your things that you care about? Do you mind if we do this? So is there an initiative? I work with one coach, you never know what their family deals with. They may have a heart for this or a heart for that, this cause or this initiative. Pull it in. Hey, coach, we're going to do this. If you could be here, if you could talk about the importance of this, we'll do this. That adds to your programming. Not only that, but then your head coach, you have to meet with him. So now he gets to know what you're doing because he's meeting with you because you're helping his initiative. And you have his initiative. You knock it out the park, he will help you with the things you want to do. So, hey, do one of the head coach's initiatives. Tip number 79. Create student-athlete expectations for programming. Create student-athlete expectations for programming. What I mean by that, one thing we did is, guys want to wear certain things. Hey, you got to wear, you can't wear open-toe shoes. We got to wear shoes, closed-toe, no slides, whatever it may be, for different reasons, right? Players are like, oh, y'all, how you know? We actually had a situation where one guy twisted his ankle doing community service. So you want to have these expectations. When we go out, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll wear. Hey, watch your mouth, do this. Different things like that. And then tip 80, have an after action meeting following the programming. After action, all right? So if you have a staff, let's talk about it. What do we do? How did this look? What was this? How was this? Whatever it may be. So you want to have an after action meeting. Man, this is the 100th episode. Thank y'all so much for being here. We are almost done. We got 20 tips left. We have 20 tips left. Thank y'all so much. I remember just when I started this podcast, I wanted to help people in player development, seeing where it's grown, seeing different things. Mike Miller sent me a message. Mike, I'm going to text you back. Some of y'all know when y'all text me, I text back like 7 hours later. I'm sorry, it's a lot of moving pieces. But he talked about how he was able to create a position based off some of the stuff I shared. I love a lot of these success stories, seeing people do stuff based off things I've shared on this podcast, blog, whatever. So I can't thank you enough for that. All right, here we go. 81 through 90, we're going to talk about game day. Wait, why I didn't do this for the other ones? Anyway, we're going to talk about game day, all right? Number 81, get a list of recruits on campus. So going back to recruiting, Game day. Get a list of recruits. You just want to know who's on campus. This is game day. Part of game day is recruiting. Hey, who's on campus? Who is on campus? Let me know who's on campus, which recruits, and let me know when I saw him last. Sometimes I'll put he was here for this game. Cool. Get a list of recruits. Number 82, when you get that list, go find your commits. Go find the kids that are committed to your program. Go find the kids that are committed to your program and get with them and their parents. Get with them and their parents. Hey, how you doing? Because the commits, that is huge. That is huge. And this relationship building stuff is huge because the transfer portal, man, some of these quarterbacks that I got in the transfer portal, some of these players, it's crazy. I don't have an answer for that, but I know one of the things that helps with retention is relationship. So make sure you're talking to commits when they're on campus. You got to talk to commits. Make time. Please make time. Game day, number 83. All right. So going back to that non-travel squad, you gave them expectations. You want to give them expectations on the sideline. You want to give them expectations on the sideline. It's game day. Hey, non-travel, y'all made it here. Let's talk about expectations on the sideline. You do not want to do certain things. Okay. Hey, don't be sitting on the bench when the guys are coming off. That's my biggest pet peeve as a coach. Don't sit on the bench when guys who just got out of the game are coming over. Don't sit, get up, okay? Or don't get outside this white, or don't talk to these guys while coach is talking to them. Give them some sideline. I'm telling you, sounds crazy, but you want to give some expectation. Number 84, communicate road game expectations. This is particular to travel. So, for instance, when I was at Baylor, we played a lot of games in Texas. So parents would want to pick their son up, go to dinner, and then drive him back to campus. So we tell our players all the time is like, hey, you got to fill out this form. Hey, you got to fill out this form. This is what we do after games. And they never failed. Somebody would try and, well, I didn't know. No, here's the expectation. We would let parents know as well. If you want to take them after the game, this is what you need to fill out. This is what you need to do. So you want to have those road game expectations, especially if your conference or your opponents are within driving distance of the campus. I think our rule was no more than 3 hours. If it was 3 hours or less, you could ride back with your parents, or it might have been less than 2. I can't, but we had rules there. So you want to have those expectations. Number 85, communicate weekend expectations. Okay, we just won the big game. We ain't beat this team in so long. Send a message, game day. Hey, just want to let y'all know, so excited for the win. But if you get it, do not do this. Do not do this. Remember, we do things with character. Remember what we taught. Whatever your motto is as a program, as player development, let them know. Okay. Number 86, have positive engagement with players on the sideline. Have positive engagements. I mean, I've literally worked with people who our players would drop a ball. They'll be like, come on, so-and-so. And it's like, you think he wanted to drop the ball? Or how'd you miss that tackle? Like, literally, I can't, not coaches, staff. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. But have positive engagements with student athletes. It will help. It will help. Number 87, encourage the coaches during the game. Especially if you got have relationships first. Have relationships first. Hey, coach, it's okay. You got him next drive. Coach. Hey, coach, I see you coaching. We got him, coach. Encourage him. Everybody else is talking football. They're in their headset. They're hearing all this stuff. Hey, coach, I got you, man. Come on. And you'll be shocked. Someone will be like, man, I'm glad you talked to me, man, because you good, coach. You got it. Number 88, celebrate the big plays. Hey, what's up? Antoine McClain, my guy. You already know. Antoine know about encouraging Antoine know about 9 national championship rings. Number 88, celebrate the big plays, the moments and situation with players. You want to celebrate, man. Don't stand there. That's a big play. Especially big man touchdowns. I love big man touchdowns. Big man touchdowns or a great block by the offensive line. Celebrate. You saw him make that play. They've been working all week for that. Don't just let them walk by you. Give them a high five. Now, I made a mistake at University of Kansas. We had a player. Shout out to Armaj Adams-Reed. At the time, Armaj was like 6'6", or 6'6". At the time, he was like 400 pounds. He lost some weight. And I did a back-to-back with him. He threw me about 7 yards. And I was like, I'll never do that again. So be wise in how you celebrate with them, but celebrate with those guys. It's a lot to make plays in college football. They work hard. And you're there with them all the time. They want that celebration. Number 89, help the dietitians out. Dietitians are doing a lot during the games. A lot of stuff during the game. Handing this out. Here's this bar. Here's this bar. Help them out. I used to walk, grab one of those deals at halftime here. Grab something, eat something, drink something, eat something, drink something. Help them out. And then number 90, when we're talking about game day, is help out your operations department. Help them out as well. They're sending messages, a lot of stuff going. This change, the schedule change, help them out. Hey, do you need anything? Yeah, can you go over here and walk this ref to whatever. Help out your operations department. Yeah, so that's game day. Now we are down to the last 10. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you all coming from LinkedIn and you got the wrong link, I'm so sorry. I couldn't figure that thing out. But before we go, my last shout out is to my lovely wife, Mrs. Jones. Babe, I know you're probably watching this upstairs with the kiddos, but shout out to my wife. She bought this podcasting equipment for me, and it's been upgraded since. And she bought it for me for Christmas, and it was really tough because I got fired 9 days before Christmas. Yeah, 9 days before Christmas. And so she bought this, and it wasn't the ideal situation to give this to me. And I kind of sat on it for like a month or two, and I was like, you know what? She's like, you want a podcast? I heard you talking about podcasts, so let's do it. So want to give a shout out, and that's one of my daughters right there. Hey girls, how y'all doing? Shout out to my wife, because she got this podcasting gear for me, and I wouldn't be able to go on this road without you getting that. So love you, babe. Thank you so much for getting this life-giving equipment to me during a time where it could have been dark and I could have gave up. So yeah. All right. Here we go. The last 10 tips. External. So when I say external, this is dealing with everybody outside of football. So you may see community stuff, things like this, but these are my 10 external tips in the player development role. Here we go. Number 91, meet with the local government. Meet with them. You'll be shocked. It's easier than you think. I got to meet mayors and this, whoever, and this person in this city. Meet with them. All right. Oh yeah, Antoine, they getting the cuddles. Number 92, get to know the local lawyers. Get to know the local lawyers. It is huge. Things happen. You want to direct your players to people. You want to get to know. Well, make sure you want to get the right lawyer, right? You direct them there. Don't give any law advice. Don't do that. But find out who the lawyers are. I don't know why that's tongue twisted. Find out who the local lawyers are in the city and get with them. Number 93, meet with local businesses. Meet with the local businesses. Meet with them. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. You'll be shocked. One thing that's pretty cool, we had an office lineman who wanted to be a chef. Went to this restaurant in Lawrence, Merchants. They let him do all the stuff. I ended up being one of my favorite restaurants. I got to know the owner pretty well. It was pretty cool. But meet with local businesses. That wouldn't happen if we would have met. I sent a message. They sent that thing back. 15 minutes later, like Antoine said, internships. You just don't know. You don't know. That's huge. They just they don't know who to talk to. They've been sending an email to somebody for years, and the email hadn't gotten through. Then you go meet with local businesses. You go to a business fair. You go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. You go to whatever. You meet people. Hey, I'm Ed Jones. I work player development. We want to help players with careers. Oh yeah. Bring them by. It's huge. Number 94, get a calendar of city events. A calendar of city. What's happening in the city? How can we volunteer that? Is it a massive cleanup that the city does every year? Is it this massive festival the city does every year? So these players out of state or players from out of the country, a lot of international players are playing now, can have these experiences, this culture of the city. What's happening around the city? Find out those events. Let me pick this up because these are starting to get hard to pick up. Number 95, meet with the city local police department. We talked about this a little earlier. Things happen. But you want to know those local police department. I actually know the chief of police in Houston. I played against his son in high school, but I got him on my phone, Chief Finner. We know each other. He came through. We did a pretty cool programming where we had our players kind of meet up with some of the Houston Police Department. And they had lunch together. They asked questions. The guys were real. And it was interesting, but it was needed. And so we got to know the local police department. It was really good for our players. They felt safe. They had some good interaction and stuff. There was a situation where somebody was trying to do some stuff to one of our players, and because we knew the local police department, we got that handled. So you need to know the local police department. Number 96, attend community meetings when you can. Attend community meetings. Go see what they're talking about. What is the community talking about? What are the improvements they want? What are the things they have? What are these people saying about this being built? What's happening? Whatever it may be. Attend local city meetings. Number 97, get to know the local mental health practitioners. There's a lot of them in the city. Get to know them. I got to know a lot of them. They're going to reach out to you. You get to know them. And then what I knew was, based off who these practitioners were, I kind of knew based off the personality of my players who would kind of fit with who. Once again, I'm not going to sit here and say I was 100% on that, but there were certain things that, like, hey, this person may work better with this player, whatever it may be. But I got to know the local mental health practitioners. Number 98, collaborate with the local school district. Come on, get with the local school district. Them kiddos, man, that's easy. Get a whole bunch of wristbands going to school and a pep rally, whatever. But collaborate with the local school district. You'll be shocked. There's a lot of teachers, that went to your university. Principals, they want to come to games. We gave a school across the way tickets to a game and gave them a shout out. Got them on a big jumbotron. I still have a video of that. Got them on jumbotron. The kids got the wave. They from the local neighborhood. That was something new. That's an experience they'll never forget. So collaborate with the local school district. Number 99, create a community event or initiative. Get with the community. Create something. There was this player at Cal a couple years back who did this readathon around with the whole city. A readathon. It was awesome. Create an initiative with the whole city. Hey, we're going to clean the city up, and it's going to start with us. We're going to clean the city up. It's going to start with us. Create that initiative. And here we go. Tip 100. Tip 100 is meet with the local organizations. Meet with the local organizations. Your food banks, your governments, your PTOs, whatever it may be. Your local organizations, people with the environment, people educate, whatever it may be. Meet with local organizations. They're there. You're going to find them. You're going to get to know them. There's a lot of focus groups, resource groups, whatever. Get with those organizations and make impact in the city. That is it. That is 100 tips. I got it. I was trying to get it done within an hour. We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes. Thank y'all so much who took time. I don't know if anybody stayed the whole entire time, but I appreciate y'all for doing that. That is huge. Can't thank you enough. Once again, as I always say, go out and create generational impact. Don't wait. Create that generational impact today. Oh!
100 episodes.
Oh, nice.
100 episodes.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Here's to 100, everybody. This is live.
100 episodes to you.
That candle is not. It's not gonna do it, huh? There we go. Wow.
Hey, clap for us.
100 episodes. Y'all go out and create generational impact. Thank y'all so much. It's been great. Here's to the next. Let me put it where you see it. Here's to the next 100 episodes. Y'all have a good one. See y'all. I'm gonna go enjoy this cupcake with my family. Have a good one. Thank you